for certification is when you will qualify to have that quality mark on your product. Sometimes people say it is a stamp. Some people say it is a sign. The words are many, but according to the UNBS Act, which we implement, it is the certification mark.
From 1995, when certification started, it was a voluntary process that you would go there and certify your water or your product as and when you want. But from 2018, after finding that most of those ones in production were just doing things for trade, and they started dumping within their local areas, certification was made a mandatory requirement for products that lie under mandatory standards. Like, for example, all food standards are a must-meet standard. All personal care products are a mandatory standard. They fall under mandatory standards. But things like decoration, they lie in the voluntary. You may not. Certification is a process which says, tell me what you do and show me. You will tell me, see, I do this, I get raw materials, then I process, then I dry, then I pack, I take the market. Yes, very good. Thank you very much. Then show me. What do you show? You must show records. That this is what I did 6 months ago. It is the same thing I did 3 months ago. The same thing I did yesterday. And I think it is the same thing I will do tomorrow. Of course, now when you get certification, you are sure that your processes are in control and consistently getting there. Partly you are sure that if my team can maintain this, then even if I am not there, something can proceed.
So the many people we get on board with the UNBS quality mark, they will sell here, but also UNBS opens your chances and expands your chances to even export. You can't do that without our certification. And what we are looking at, if you have your coffee here in Mbale and you want to export it to Rwanda, you shouldn't face any barrier. If you have the UNBS quality mark, the people in Tanzania or in Rwanda are sure that the UNBS has assessed your product and it is safe.
Number 1, legal business. Number 2, your labeling and packaging. Number 3, GMP, GHP. This is good manufacturing practice, good hygiene practice. The manufacturing practice you are talking about, what controls do you have in your processes? What documentation do you have in your processes? The hygiene means how hygienic are your processes are. We pick a sample and go and test. What do we test here? We test 2 things. We have chemistry and then microbiology. Here, we are testing the chemical part of the product. What is the chemistry? Then here, we are testing the hygiene of where you're working from. So when we talk of aflatoxin, for example, it combines both, because aflatoxin is that chemical which comes into the product as a result of growth of some other elements, and it becomes poisonous. You shall assume that this is your enterprise. For example, you are bringing in the raw material, okay, and you are putting out the final product, and we assume in here there is processing. So we evaluate from here. This is point number 1, point number 2, point number 3. We look at the raw material. What do you have? What we call acceptance criteria. That if you are not there, you are the boss. The people you have left there, will they do the same? Will they know your criteria for accepting raw materials? And it should be documented. How much is that? Now, if you buy it today, tomorrow you leave your supervisor to buy it for you, will you get the same result? And what do you document anyway? Then the final product, we evaluate this based on what? The standard. These other ones, they are evaluated based on other standards, and this one is evaluated based on the product standard. Certification is online. The reason for that is that initially, before 2018, you would fill about 25 pages, deliver them to UNBS in form of a booklet, and we start evaluating. So we simplified this to 4 pages and put online. But before this, you need to have a TIN number, you need to have a business name registered, you need to have a label, you need to have an email address. Within 24 working hours, you get feedback. And this feedback is for you to make some payment. You are paying for audit. Audit, I can simplify it as a visit. You are paying for the permit. I can simplify it as the actual true mark. Then you are paying for testing. And I have said you are paying for chemistry and you are paying for microbiology. This one here, you are only paying for consumables, the ingredients we use to carry out these tests. You are not paying for labor, you are not paying for machines, you are not paying for anything else. It actually is 500 plus testing fees. These testing fees will vary from product to product because yogurt will take something different, maize flour will take something different, cassava flour something different, G-nut something different, and so on and so forth. But if you are not an SME, this one changes to 1 million. Then this one, it may or may not change.